going to run through my workflow to make a Cortado with my Breville standard Bambino, not the Plus, and the DF54 grinder, and talk through some of the attachments and other things that I've got, and also my whole procedure. So, first thing I do, take my beans to the freezer. I'm going to dish out just about 16 grams into my portafilter, which is the stock portafilter, but I did remove the plastic insert. It's the stock basket that came with the Bambino, 54 millimeters. I also have this Normcore collar, which is magnetic, which is attached to it. I'm going to put this on top of my scale. Turn the scale on so that I can see the weight. Get my frozen beans. Get about half of this big scooper here. It's going to be pretty close. There's 15.9, so I overshot by just a smidge. 15.3. That's probably good. Might run a little fast, we'll see. Okay, let's go immediately back to the freezer. I'll let them get condensation on them. Okay, pour these in. I actually kind of poke my finger in, not all the way down, but just enough so that the beans kind of rest at the bottom. Okay. I also 3D printed this attachment for the Bambino portafilter so that I can put it directly on and grind my grounds directly into it instead of using the cup as an intermediate measure, which has saved me a lot of time and a lot easier. I'm also going to turn this on and start it warming up. Let this run for a second before we actually do this steam one, just to run the heat through. I don't usually pull a blank shot or anything, but I do like to purge the steam one at least once before I try to make my coffee. I also don't like to run it while I'm grinding because the cloud of steam kind of like interferes with the grinds coming out of the chute. I don't know. It might be mostly paranoia, but the DF54 has a button to turn on and off. There's no auto stop. You just gotta wait till it's done. There's no full pile of it. Almost done. A few grounds are coming around here, but nothing significant. I know some people have gotten DF54s that maybe don't work as well, or maybe, you know, clean the shoe or anything like that, but mine is pretty good. I kind of tamp it down. You kind of see in the sunlight there, it's pretty flat. Get my tamper out. I also use Normcore one of those. I tried a few different brands, and the Normcore stuff is just good, so I'm pretty happy with it. I do it once with the ring on, then I do it once with the ring off. Flat now. I like to make sure if there's any sort of stray grounds that I get those off of there. So right there. Okay. Yeah, so lock that in here. Get my Cortado cup out. Get to where it's 7 ounces. Okay. I'm actually going to do this. I don't always do this. Today I'm going to do it and use the scale to see where our output is. Put the cup directly on there and tear the scale from this to 0. Double button. Now we wait. In the meantime, I get the milk out. I've got a 12-ounce X-Chef. It has actually has markers for the ounces. I'm going to pour about 5 ounces in here. Go into my 7-ounce cup. I'm not going to quite use all of them. That's flowing pretty nice. Hopefully you can see that in the video. Dripping like slow honey, like they say. Okay, where it's sort of stopped and it's down to the dripping phase. We're at 24, which on 15-ish grams. Not quite as much as I'd hoped for. It's going to be a little bit over Estretto, but maybe I should have gone just under, a little farther under 16. We're at 25.4 grams and the dripping's mostly stopped. Okay, so this is what actually made me want to make this video today. Initially, I had discussions with some people on Reddit. The Breville Bambino tends to have wet pucks that you pull them out and clean them immediately. If you leave it for a minute or two, it sort of absorbs it, and then when you pull it out, the puck will be mostly dry. But I like to clean it right away, so you can see there's like a little puddle. I'm going to keep my hand under it so I'm not dripping all over the counter. And I tend to pour it up a little bit out, on top, knock the actual puck into the knock box, and immediately rinse out the portafilter. I like to clean both ends of that. I keep this towel on here just so I don't let the sunlight on the tank. I don't want the owls growing in there. Okay. Okay, our shot is sitting. We don't want to let it sit too long. It's got a little rack on the side there where I keep the portafilter. That's where it's going to stay. A little wipey there. Okay, and then this is the other thing that I was discussing with people, which is that I like to leave this on the rack to start. Okay, so I'm going to use my hand to decide when it's done, but I'm going to let it warm the milk a little bit first. While I clean up the counter just a little bit here. Okay. Now, I'm going to pull this. Let it push the top. Okay, we're not anywhere near our target temperature yet. That's been about 6 seconds aeration. We go for about 10. That's about 10 seconds. So now we're going to go back under. And we've got what's starting to look like paint. There's a few tiny bubbles that will work their way out. It's starting to get hot, so it's just about time to stop it. The Bambino, another thing that's irritating about it is you have to wait about 5 or 6 seconds after you stop it before it finally does. So you can get a couple of those bubbles out. We'll go try to flatten it in there. That looks like paint to me. Good. Hopefully not too thick. We'll see about pouring in here. Okay. I'm not going to do perfect every time. Let's see what I can do. Not bad. Not at all. Okay, immediately rinse off my pitcher. I'll clean it more thoroughly later, but especially if I use it in the next half hour or something. Don't need to worry too much about it. Side. Get the towel wet real quick so I can wipe this down. I do hate having to wait to drink this. It really looks good. But I'd rather have this clean and not forget. I know that if I walk away from it, I'll forget till it's time to use it again, and then I'll be very annoyed with myself. Close it one last time. Put it on the rack. Pull the wet part of this over here. So right. That's it. Okay, hope yours is tasty too.